think we're live. Oh, we're live. We're live already. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3. Didn't leave much to my mind and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. I don't blame it that he run in ahead. The meanest thing he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, I guess I thought it was kind of a joke and got a lot of laugh from a lot of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red. Some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up hard and I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. I roamed from town to town hiding my shame. But I made a vow to the moon and stars I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, with that nice thought, I want to welcome you to the Bill Shipper Show, where we're singing about a boy named Sue. B.S. Boy named Sue. Somebody give me a shout out there and say hello if you would. There's Ken already. Hi, Ken. How's the sound tonight? Am I coming through? Can you hear my voice? Can you hear the guitar? Can you hear the street sounds of Gatlinburg? Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July. I just hit town, my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. In an old saloon in a street of mud, there at a table dealing studs sat that dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a wore-out picture my mother had. I knew the scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old. I looked at him, my blood ran cold. I said, how do you do? My name is Sue. Now, you're gonna die. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell ya, I fought tougher, man, and I really can't remember where or when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh, then I heard him cuss. He went for his gun, but I pulled mine fuss. Just kind of stood there and started to smile. And he said, son, this world is rough. If you're gonna make it, you gotta be tough. And I knew I wouldn't be there to see you long. So I gave you that name and said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and I believe it's that name that's made you strong. Now, you just fought one heck of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me now before I die for the gravel in your gut and the spit in the eye, 'cause I'm the son of a gun that named you Sue. Yeah, that's right. I got all choked up and I threw down my gun and called him my pa, and he called me his son, and I walked away with a different point of view. And I think about him every now and then, every time I lose, every time I win, and if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Ken or George or Patel or Sanjoy or something like that. Anything but Sue. I hate the name. Boy Named Sue by Shel Silverstein. And I don't know why I picked it. I just said, hey, I haven't done that song in a long time, but I welcome everybody to the Bill Shipper Show. Who's out there? Give a shout. Give a shout out, or as they say in Canada, give a shout out. Shout out. No doubt about it. My French teacher in high school was from Canada, and I loved that way. She'd say, no doubt about it. Didn't learn much French. Well, un peu. So, let's keep this capo up here because it's been cold. And I know, Ken, I believe, Ken, you're in cold country. And you've been fighting some snow up there. But we got a little winter storm coming into Memphis, Tennessee, so gotta do my cold songs. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our heat. You never take advice, but someday you'll get frostbite on your feet. I've seen it before, it happens every 2 years. Polar vortex, the weather shift gears. You're digging out snow, the power's gone out. Stuck there with your in-laws and you just pout. Sudden stratospheric warming, meteorologists all know. Freaky winter storming, and our butts are all cold. Cold as ice. Cold as ice. Oh, that's about the only rock and roll I do, folks. But, you know, we try. Let me know. Give a shout there. But please tell me, is it coming through okay? Because I can't always tell. Can't always tell, but I can always go to the ukulele, you know, for the next one. Trying to change it up there. I hope everybody's been having a good winter so far and made it through the snow already. Okay. Like the weather, your heart changes with each season. Springtime, summer, fall, and winter too. Though I know I'll never understand the reason, I still wonder why each season changes you. It was springtime when I found you like the flowers. Our love grew warmer with the summer fun. In the fall, I soon could see your love was changing. Broke my heart to see what winter time was done. I came the springtime and you said that you were sorry, and the summer brought a golden memory. In the fall again I saw your love was changing, and the winter brought the same old misery. Like the weather, your heart changes with each season. Springtime, summer, fall, and winter too. Though I know I'll never understand the reason, I still wonder why each season changes you. Why each season changes you. A good old bluegrass tune, you know. And here's the tune I wrote there. Because the weather does change a lot around here in Memphis, Tennessee, which was 65 degrees today. And then in 2 days, we're going to be down to 20 with snow and ice. Maybe some snowflakes falling again. I fell for you like a snowflake while you were skating on heartbreak. The timing was too perfect, the two of us passed. Then I was attached to your eyelash. I'll admit I was cold from the start. I blame it on nature, there's ice in my heart. Each scar is unique, there's no two alike. Frozen in time, yet drifting through life. I was born out of crystallization. Tears don't form when there's no condensation. Buffeted, battered, and blown all around. Spat out in a flurry and cast to the ground. I fell for you like a snowflake while you were skating on heartbreak. The timing was perfect, the two of us passed. Then I was attached to your eyelash. You rose above where the pain and the hurt is, poised and gliding with grace on the surface, deftly mastering your circumstances with axles and twirls and figure-8 dances. I fell for you like a snowflake while you were skating on heartbreak. The warmth of your smile touched me at last, so my heart melted on your eyelash. Ooh, that's just a little ditty, a silly little ditty that I wrote a while ago, and I just like silly ditties. I hope you like silly ditties, and if you are there, I want to hear, because something's not going on with the chat. Does the chat not work, folks? Let's test it. And here's a reminder that tips always help the Bill Shipper Show keep going because of the cost of producing it. And I'm gonna try out a new song on you a little later. I'm not going to do a comedy song this time, but a little more serious. But I hope you like it. And, I don't talk much about the songwriting process here, but I'll tell a little bit about that when I get that one going. And I'm excited about that. Excited to get back into some new songs as circumstances and the spirit and the energy of things allow. But sometimes you just feel like you don't have a brain to get through it. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for the shout there. It is working. Good. And Jennifer, thank you for piping in there. But just having a little fun for Feb-Brew-ary. I hope you got your favorite brew with you, and coffee or tea or a beer or a beverage or something else. I walked in the coffee shop the other day and asked for brewed coffee, and she said, all our coffee is rude. I said, no, brewed. Okay. An old joke. But I had a problem when I went into the bank, though, and I'm still sore from it. I asked the clerk to check my balance, and she pushed me right over. I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. When my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching. If I only had a brain, I'd unravel every riddle and for any individual in trouble or in pain. With my thoughts, I'd be thinking I could be another Lincoln if I only had a brain. Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore. I could think of things I never thought before, and then I'd stop and think some more. I would not be just enough in my head, all full of stuff, and my heart all full of pain. And perhaps I'll deserve you and be even worthier of you if I only had a brain. When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kinda human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and art. And I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy who shoots the arrows if I only had a heart. Picture me a balcony above, voice sings low. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? I hear a beat, how sweet. I could register emotion, jealousy, devotion, and really play the part. I'd stay young and chipper and lock it with a zipper if I only had a heart. Life is sad, believe me, missy, if you're born to be a sissy without the vim and verve. But I could change my habits, never more be scared of rabbits if I only had the nerve. I'm afraid there's no denying I'm just a dandelion, a fate I don't deserve. But I could show my prowess, be a lion, not a mouse, if I only had the nerve. Oh, I'd be in my stride, a king down to the shore. I'd roar the way I'd never roared before, and then I roar some more. I would show the dinosaurs who's king around the forest, a king they better serve. Well, with my regal breezer, I could be another Caesar if I only had the nerve. There we go. I think I used to end it a little bit more deftly, but we'll have to leave it there for now. I got to the end. Sometimes, you just get to the end of the things and you think, does it end? Do I just fall off? Or I just gracefully go away? And that's how it is, That I met somebody the other day and they said, Bill Shipper, I've been following your career from the start right down to the very end of it. So there you go. In fact, I was just talking to somebody in the business there, and when I was hopeful when I was in my youth, and I said, "Boy, if there's theaters, do you think someday my name would be up in lights all across the country?" And he said, "Yeah, that's possible if you change your name to Emergency Exit." All right. Going to medieval times a little bit here now and do this classical one. I think we did that in the past in this Shakespeare episode. Maybe it's time to just remind people about the Bill Shipper mailing list. If you're not on there, so now's your chance to get on it at billshipper.com, and you can buy Bill Shipper merchandise, all the recordings and new recordings, including the Dances with Word. Make sure you have that one, and Dirty Data, and My Lover Loves Liver, and There's a Spider in the Corner, and then keep in tune on the mailing list for events that come up. We've got some events that we're planning on the East Coast with Dances with Words with Dr. Lederer. On the East Coast for next fall, we'll have some things in New England. I was pretty excited. Some are actually on the books already, and some are being formed. So if you're interested in that, be sure to be on the list or send me a line at billshipper.com. And we're going to do an old medieval folk song. There were 3 ravens at a tree, down a down, hey down a down. They were black as they might be with a down. One of them said to his mate, "What shall we for our breakfast take with a down?" Derry, derry, down, down. Down in yonder green field, down a down, a down a down. There lies a knight slain under his shield with a down. Down there comes a fallow dog, with young as she might go with a down, derry, derry, down. She lifted up his bloody head, down a down, head down a down, and kissed his wounds that were so red with a down. She got him up upon her back, carried him to the earthen lack with a down. Derry, derry, down, down. She buried him before the prime. Derry, down, down, down. She's dead herself that even unsung time with a down. Cots and every gentleman, fine hawks, fine hounds, and such a layman with a down, derry, derry, down, down. Yes. And those people, that just a reminder, though, if that song, if for some reason you can't tolerate that song, maybe you're lactose intolerant, I do have a non-dairy down version available. Okay, so I've started a new song here. I thought I'd share it with you to get your feedback on it. Let me know. Just pop a little something on there if you like it, don't like it, or something I think it could change. This is a song about a saint, a Russian saint, and I've really been interested in these figures. This is someone who is known as the fool for Christ, they call them, because they're foolish people, but holy fools. Holy fools. And she had some stories about her that I really found fascinating. One was that she would carry bricks for this church that was being built. They'd be at night, they go away and find that somebody took bricks up to the top of the scaffolding or up a ladder, and there was this old holy fool woman who did that, and some other scenes from her life that I referenced in here, because people tend to say, okay, but pray to this saint to give you this, to help get a job, and if your finances aren't good, pray for her and things. But I think there's a little bit more of that, and that's what I tried to bring out in this song. Bricks cut her hands, rough and graining, cold cracked calluses, weather taking its toll on youth, on glamour and beauty and youth. Wind cracks the skin and the blood fills the cracks, scraped by the bricks and the crazy woman stacks. Seen it myself, stayed up and watched in the middle of the night in the old churchyard, and you look at the bricks and you wonder why, 'cause looks like she did it again, fool woman. They say when her husband died, she just lost it, would have changed her sex, and you wonder how she could throw it all away. The grace and the beauty and the money and the high society. She kept his army coat, the only thing she wears, sleeping in the snow, mumbling something like a prayer. She whisper your sins and you know she's right. The days get longer and freeze in the night, and you look at the bricks and you wonder why. What are you building, fool woman? We Russians love our fools and believe they're holy. Our cabbage suffering, dark day, winter, salvation by an onion, beat peasant roots, and the pot big of a tire with a million marching boots. And you look at the bricks and you wonder why. What are you building, fool woman? So go ahead and ask her axe, and you think you might get lucky with what she brings. She'll help you get a job or a husband or some money, or she might bring you a rat-infested barrel full of honey, and she might thrust a frozen brick into your hand. The skin gets gnarled and calloused, and then you're climbing up the ladder with your own stack, a load of bloody bricks strapped to your back, and you climb up and down and you don't look back. Look at the bricks and you wonder how, fool woman. Then one day window starts glowing bright, candles burning in the deep winter night, old priest chanting and carrying on. People are praying but the fool woman's gone, fool woman. And you look at the bricks and you wonder how, and you ask and you know, fool woman. All right, a work in progress. So next time it's going to be very different. Probably I'll work it up and try to get things a little more refined, and that's how I do it. I put down something that's just around some themes, get a little bit of sort of rhythm forming, a little bit of a story of what's happening and what's revealed, something that sets it up in the dynamics and the personality of the person, then something that comes through it. That's how I think about it. I don't know if it matters to y'all, but that's the how. All right, we're winding down the time here, and on the Bill Shipper Show. I hope you're enjoying your beverage on the Feb-Brew-ary. Hope you're gonna stay warm as the weather comes, and hope you don't. If you know any bad puns, just stick them in there. It's been a low pun night here. I did a couple, but sometimes it's just that way, you know. It's a new moon. New moon. Things are a little different. And I just inspired to play a couple other covers here. I hope you enjoy them. I'm going to do a few more and fade away. Don't forget to go to billshipper.com and send your love there. And send a tip if you're so inspired, or buy some music. And definitely get on the mailing list so that you know all about things that are going on. And if you're going to Reno for the Mensa World annual gathering there in July, make sure you got your tickets, because I've got my registration done. It's time to get I've got the hotel set, so we're going to get the tickets soon. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. I'm going to do another show there with Richard Lederer, Dances with Word partner, and going to have a lot of fun, get some new material into it. I wonder if they'll ever have a gathering in Saginaw, Michigan, but I just wanted to do this one for you. I was born in Saginaw, Michigan. I grew up in a house on Saginaw Bay. My dad was a poor, hard-working Saginaw fisherman. Too many times he came home with too little pay. I loved a girl in Saginaw, Michigan, the daughter of a wealthy, wealthy man. But he called me that son of a Saginaw fisherman, not good enough to claim his daughter's hand. Now I'm up here in Alaska, looking around for gold. Like a crazy fool, I'm a-digging in this frozen ground so cold. But with each new day I pray I'll strike it rich, and then I'll go back home and claim my love in Saginaw, Michigan. Michigan and Richigan, I love it. I wrote my love in Saginaw, Michigan. I said, honey, I'm coming home, please wait for me. And you can tell your old man I'm coming back a richer man. I hit the biggest strike in Klondike history, and that's where the Klondike bars come from. Her dad met me in Saginaw, Michigan. He gave me a great big party with champagne, and he said, son, you wise, young, ambitious man, would you sell your father-in-law your Klondike claim? Now he's up there in Alaska, digging in the cold, cold ground. The greedy fool is looking for the gold I never found. Serves him right and no one here is missing him, least of all the newlyweds in Saginaw, Michigan. We're the happiest man and wife in Saginaw, Michigan. He's ashamed to show his face in Saginaw, Michigan. Nothing like a little love, greed, and deceit there. Good old country tune. Oh, that reminds me, I do have another country tune I'm going to pop in. But first, let me just tell you, I love that. Saginaw, Michigan. Fisherman. Richer man. Ambitious man. Missing him. No one's missing him. That's what you call near rhymes, folks, or maybe like somewhere in the vicinity rhymes. But it works. And that's got a little rhythm in there. Saginaw, Michigan. And what I love about this is that was an inspiration for Paul Simon to visit Saginaw, Michigan. He took a tour there when he really didn't need to, because he was at that point, early 60s. He was still at that point a bigger name than needed to play a small town like that. But he had heard the song and was just kind of curious what the things were like in Saginaw, Michigan. And then he put that into his wonderful song, America. Took me 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw, Michigan, if you remember that line. So that was a direct connection to this. I just think it's kind of neat to hear those things. Here's another one that I either heard a few weeks back or so and were reminded of, and I said, gotta do this one. In fact, haven't done the harmonica all night, and let's get this harmonica action going. What would it be without a harmonica from Bill Shipper? Good old song about murder and adultery, okay? Like the best country songs are. Same era, Saginaw, Michigan, I think. 10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone got killed neath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agree that the one who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, you won't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life. I've been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil, visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Scaffold is high, and eternity's near. She stands in the crowd and sheds not a tear. But sometimes at night, the dark winds moan. With a long black veil, she cries over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil, visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Thank you. I remember a while back there, after 10 years of marriage, I wrote a different version to that. Let me see if I can remember it here. 10 years ago, on a cold, rainy day, someone got married and then ran away. There were several at the scene. They all agreed that the groom who ran looks a lot like me. The judge said, son, what have you got to say? If you didn't buy that ring, then you can walk away. I said not a word, though he meant my life. He slammed his gavel down, said, married for life. She walks those hills with a rolling pin. We're gonna find her man and bring him back again. Nobody knows, no one can say just why I ran away. Yeah. When I lost my baby, I almost lost my mind. When I lost my baby, I almost lost my mind. My head's in a spin since she left me behind. I went to see the gypsy, I had my fortune read. I went to see the gypsy, I had my fortune read. I hung my head in sorrow at the words she said. Well, I can tell you people, the news was not so good. Well, I can tell you people, the news was not so good. She said, your baby's left you, this time she's gone for good. All right, Ken, I love that. He says, I got a lot of pluck for playing this guitar. Well, I could, don't fret about it, okay? I got another guitar I'll sell you cheap, no strings attached. But you can't take stringed instruments into the schools anymore. There's too much violins already. My baby, thank you all for tuning into the Bill Shipper I almost lost my mind show. When I lost my baby, see you next month, enemy. I almost lost my first Tuesday of March. First Tuesday of March, folks. My head's in a spin since she left me behind. I miss her behind. I miss her. Oh, I missed her so much. Bye-bye. Be safe. See you the first Tuesday of March.